What's up, everybody? ASAP AC19 here, aka ABR Buraps on Xbox. Just putting myself in a party so I don't bother these guys. Looks like we are at Abu Dhabi here today for the finale of F1 Online 2019 season. Going to pull up the championship standings shortly and let you know where everybody stands, but give me a couple of seconds here. I'm going to allow the drivers to ready up and get my my shop set up on this end so that we can have a smooth qualifying and race. But we'll go on board with Niels. He's going to be the first driver to put a lap in, so I will be right back. Good timing, as it looks like Niels might still be on his outlap. I'm guessing he's on his outlap. And here he goes. Yes, he is. Niels is going to kick it off for us here in Q1. Just going to get the link sent out to the drivers and the normal guys who join me on stream. Just get that pulled up real quick. Perfecto. As Neil sets purple sector 1, no surprise there, first guy out, but looking good so far. Neil's obviously been super pacey as of late. I think things will continue for him today, and hopefully we get a good performance out of him. Had to retire at Brazil, lost connection with only a couple laps to go, and not the way he wanted to end his season. Looking pretty good so far is Niels. And as we see here, Niels puts in a 34.752 to kick off Q1. It's a very solid time from him. We got 2 Red Bulls out there. Doge just crossed the line. He did a 35.966. Here's Scopes, though. He is out in Sector 2 right now, second DRS zone. And looking good so far. Let's see where he stands in terms of a sector time. He's at a 57.8, so nothing to compare that to, but not a purple Sector 2, so going to need to push in Sector 3. As Scopes puts in a 35.6, we have Barry at a 35.9, Doge a 35.9, and Devon at a 52. I think he just backed off of his lap, and going to go for a fresh one here as he is rounding the hairpin in Sector 2 now. Down the long back straight. Don't think he's going to get any tow from the racing point ahead. I believe that's Timo or Niels, could be either one. They're both out there actually. Here comes Devon to the end of Sector 2. Had a stellar debut last week at Brazil. I think he picked up P2 at the end of it. He's 6/10 up right now, so he must have backed off somewhere in Sector 3, maybe right around that corner. And he's going to improve here. Here comes Devon out of the final corner, still good on track. What's it going to be? It's a 35.2 from the Toro Rosso, so he hops Timo. Not up to Niels' pace yet, but Niels, obviously, we know, is a phenomenal driver. As we'll go on board with the man of the hour here, Wheat Flex in the Ferrari. No time on the board yet, but coming through the final sector. See if he can improve up into the mix for Q2. I'm sure he will. Wheat Flux does a 35.6, so good lap from him. Let's check in with the rest of the field. Here's Savas Grease now in Sector 3. He's looking pretty decent so far. Final couple of corners for him. And that's P2 for Savas Grease, 35.1 on the board, so nice lap. At this stage of qualifying, well clear of the top 10 mark. But here so far we have 10 guys putting in lap times. We got Savas Grease, Niels, Savas Grease, Devon, Timo, Wheatflex, Scopes, Barry, Doge, Reefy, and Jake. We're going to have some more drivers coming up to the line here any minute now. Looks like we have a Ferrari. A couple of guys out there. The Haas of Lexidus. See how he performs here. No time on the board as it stands. Here he comes up across the line, gets a lot of oversteer on the exit there though. It's going to hurt him. 35.8. Looks like Lexus has invalidated now. Gonna go on board with Marked Carp here. He is in Sector 1, just kicking off his lap. Ooh, a lot of oversteer. I think he's gonna have to back out. Yeah, he's backed out of this one, no surprise. A couple other guys should be out on laps here. Let's take a look. Let's go towards the top of the order. Check in on Den Jeff. He is... looks like he might be on an in-lap. He did a 34.8 though. Good lap from him. Niels is still at that 34.752 mark. And Jerry Jarvinen now up to a 35 flat. There's your top three. So the Alphas and Toro Rosso's looking pretty good so far. Niels and Timo split by 5 spots. So 3 teams really capitalizing here in qualifying so far. Then we've got the Red Bull of Scopes. Wheat Flex is in 8th, Lexidus 9th, Barry in 10th. And then down the order, Doge, Jake, Whistler, Reefy, John Carlos, Martkarp, and Ipovic. The final 2 yet to put in a time yet. Niels is retired from Q1. Not exactly a surprise, as he's looked like the best driver out on track so far. Did that time right at the beginning of qualifying as well, so be impressed to see what he could do at a later stage. Let's go on board with Barry here. The Terminator's in 10th right now. He's safely looking like he's going to get through to Q2, but going to need to improve. The gap back to John Carlos at the moment is only half a second, and I'm sure he can find some time around the track. Barry looking good so far. He's in Sector 3 right now. Going to be coming up to the line here momentarily. 45 Renault coming up to the line. What's it going to be from Barry? He does not improve. Looks like he's going to go for a fresh lap here. So he backed out of that one. But still time for him to find around track at a 35.9. He's still on the same soft tires. I mean, I guess not really a shock there. Don't want to use too many pairs, and with Abu Dhabi being a long track, I'm sure you accumulate a good amount of tire wear. But as it stands still, the top 6 unchanged. The next 4 also still where they started. But a couple guys looking like they are on the border here. Whistler, Reefy, John Carlos, Martkarp, and Ipovic all need to get time improvements. The reason I say Whistler and Reefy as well, because I'm sure the bottom 3 will be pushing. Barry still sitting in 10th right now, needs to find some time if he can Whistler is out there now. He's in the middle of Sector 2, coming up to the second DRS zone. And going to need to improve now, as it looks like someone else just hopped up the leaderboard there. That's John Carlos up into 8th place. The top guys still where they started, so nothing really happening there. It does look like Wheatflex and Lexidus swap positions. Wheatflex got the better of him by 0.003 there. Very small time gap. Whistler now right on the cut line, and not even a 10th back to Reefy, who I'm sure is going to be improving. He's out there now in Sector 1. We'll hop on board with him as soon as Whistler wraps up his lap here. Whistler does improve, 36-1 on the board for the Renault man. Let's check in with Reefy here. Here comes Reefy. Is he going to make a statement? He gets a lot of oversteer on the exit there, but he does improve to 13. So now Ipovic sitting on the cut line. He still can answer, though. He is out on a lap now. He's in Sector 1, and who's that who just crashed off into the side? It looks like, is that a Haas over there? He just pulled over? A little bit confused. Someone is out, though. Oh, that's Whistler. That might have been Whistler. Unless he just retired from the session. But here we go. Ipovic still can make a statement. Jake is on his out lap. Is he going to get there in time? Yes, he is. So Jake's going to be the last man to cross the line. Let's see if Ipovic can improve. Guys, let me know in the chat if you're here, if you're active, who you think might take pole position. Predictions for the race as well. Looks like we are going to have a dry session as Ipovic puts in a purple Sector 2, so he's looking good so far. He could easily make a jump up the leaderboard here if he sticks it in Sector 3. Let's see what the Ferrari can do. Time winding down. That's going to be it for qualifying. If you haven't made it to the line, you're not going to get there. Here he comes, Ipovic, the Ferrari, up to the line. Is it going to be an improvement? It is. He's up to 12th place. And now Jake can answer. I think that's Barry out there as well. He can answer too. Jake is up by almost half a second right now. Keep it clean, buddy. And this should be a good one. He's purpled Sector 2 as well. And that's going to knock Whistler out if things go according to plan. Barry is going to be safely through. Not sure if he knows that yet. But he is going to be safely through. And there he does it. Jake has got it done. He gets himself up into 8th place. That's going to be Whistler out of qualifying. Well done by the Mercedes driver at the death of it there to make it count. And he will move on to Q2. So let's take a look here at the results. Who is going to be moving on? Who is not? Niels takes the pole in Q1. No surprise there. Den Jeff, Scopes, Jerry Jarvinen, Savas Grease, Devon, Timo, Jake, John, Carlos, and Wheatflex round out the top 10. Lexus, Doge, Ipovic, Barry and Reefy all sneak through. Whistler and Mark's Carp not going to be seeing Q3 in this one, or Q2, my apologies. So let's hope for a good one here. 15 drivers now, so 5 going to be at risk to get knocked out. Here we go into Q2. Vaughn is going to be the first man to get a lap underway here. We are about 3 minutes into qualifying already. Sorry, about 2 minutes into qualifying here. He's going to be the first driver to get a lap in. Behind him is the Williams, it looks like. I'm going to guess, oh, Racing Point. That's got to be either Timo or Niels. They're both out right now on a lap. I think they're stacked 1 and 1 behind each other, so I'm not sure which is which. And yeah, you can see the other Racing Point coming up there. A little bit of, almost looks like fog setting in on Abu Dhabi at the moment. Wondering if that's just the light cloud condition here at nighttime. As Devon is, he's honestly just kind of carrying the other Racing Point around the track at the moment. Looks like Devon is going to peel off into the pits here. Let's check and see which Racing Point that was. That's Niels crossing the line. He does a 34.2 to kick off Q2 here. That's half a tenth quicker than last session for him as Timo slows down. I think he invalidated. He's going to go for a fresh lap. And now he can't because he's had to pull out of the way. And unless, let's see if it, nope, okay, he can get a valid lap in here. I think he's going to go for it. Let's take a look. What's everyone opting for? No, he's invalidated. Timo has already. Let's check in. Scopes is behind him, it looks like. Oh, Scopes, sorry, is up in Sector 2 right now. He's just put down a purple Sector 2 as well. We'll stick on board with the Red Bull, who gets really loose on the exit there. Wondering if he's going to continue. Looks like he is. Here he comes around the final corner, Scopes. Ooh. Scopes. Oh, he's just pulling off the side. Who's that behind him? It looks like the Mercedes of Jake. Yeah, Mercedes of Jake. 5-second grid penalty for colliding with Scopes as well. Uh-oh. We missed that one, but what's going on here? It looks like Jake's car is fine. Is Scopes okay? Can't really see. Yeah, Scopes is fine as well. I'm wondering what happened there. That's a big no-no, an issue. There is a Williams, is that? He just started a lap. Looks like it could be one of the racing points. Might be Niels. Nope, he's invalidated. He's coming up to the line. Nope, going into the pit. All right, there's a Haas out there. That's Lexidus. Let's go on board with him. Lexidus looking good so far. He is firing through Sector 2. Here he comes down the second DRS zone. Ooh, took a lot of curb there, but it seems to have paid off for him. Doesn't invalidate and continues his lap. Tricky braking zone there in Sector 2, and now coming up under the Rolex Hotel Bridge. Final couple of corners. Find that right-hander to be very tricky as well. Definitely a tough corner to master, to take right. Let's go on board with Wheatflex. He's coming up to the line. Oh, nope, he's going to go into the pit lane, it looks like. It's at Jerry Jarvinen, though, in Sector 3. Same spot. Let's see what Jerry can do. See where his 1 lap pace stands. Jerry Jarvinen puts in a 35 dead. A good lap from him, and it looks like the Renault of Economic Barry is coming up to the line now to start a lap. We'll give the Terminator some face time here as he comes through Sector 1. So far, giving you a quick rundown of the grid as it stands. We are about 6.5 to go here in qualifying number 2. Niels is on pole with a 34.2. Timo has got a 34.9. Jerry Jarvinen a 35 dead. Savas Grease a 35.1. Lexidus is just behind him, 4 thousandths off to be exact. And Devon only about 2 hundredths behind as well. He is in 6th. Then Jeff put in a 35.4. John Carlos a 35.6. Scopes also a 35.6, very close gap between those two, but Scopes did it on the medium tire, so keep an eye on that as well. Jake, Wheatflex, those round out the rest of the group on the board right now, but Barry is going to be putting the time in very shortly as he purples Sector 2, so could be a good lap here for the Renault driver. Here comes Barry up to the line. It's a 35-1 from Barry, and it's a lower one than Savas and Lexidus, so he's going to take 4th right now. That's big for Barry. Got himself a couple of positions by less than a 10th. So good for him to get up there early. Let's go towards the back of the field to see where everyone stands. Reefy has invalidated his lap. Doge looks like he could be on an in or an out lap. I'm not positive here as he's taking liberties with the corners. But here's Ipovic up to the line in the Ferrari. He goes 8th fastest. 35.3 from him. Nice lap. As it looks like Rico S074 has joined up. I believe he races in here as well. He'll be starting at the back of the grid. Am I excited for Friday, says Saint STJNVA. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Stidge. We'll go with Stidge. STIJ Stidge. I don't know what's on Friday. Glad to see that we have double digits tuning in with us. Appreciate you guys for all being here on a Tuesday afternoon. If you are new to the channel, make sure you drop a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free with Twitch Prime, and that helps me out, which I greatly appreciate. So looks like Scopes is going to get a fresh lap in here. He's still going to go for the medium strat, so this is a big risk. We're going to stick on board with the Red Bull driver. He is going to either make or break his race right now on this lap. He might have time to get in another one at the absolute death of Q2 if he gets around quick enough on his cooldown lap after this one. He's right on his time so far in Sector 1. But the real area to make up time around here, I feel like, is Sector 3. And if you can get a good launch off of the chicane sort of in Sector 2, and he's coming up to now. Free practice for Austria. Ah, yes. Okay, sorry. Yes, I'm very excited for Friday. Very excited for the Formula 1 season to get back underway. Red Bull Ring's one of my favorite tracks, and I think it provides some really good racing. So we are going to be in for a treat, to say the least. Only 4 months after we were supposed to kick off the season, we are now finally getting things underway. Or sorry, about 3 months. So yeah, I'm very excited for Friday, Stidge, and thanks for being here, buddy. I don't know if you've been on the channel before. If you haven't, make sure you drop a follow. And like I said, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe with Twitch Prime for free. But yeah, Saturday is the 4th of July here in the US, and Sunday is the first day of Formula 1, so very excited for this weekend. As Scopes is coming up to the line now, let's see if he improves on his original lap, and he does. It's a 35.2, and he will have time to get around, I think. He's just gotta just be within 10 seconds of his delta time here, and he should be able to go for another lap. If I were him, I would, but he still has the car turned all the way up. Okay, no, now he's saving up his energy, and he's going to go for another lap. He's hopping the corners. He wants to get a fresh one in on mediums. He knows he's close. He is safe right now by about 0.2 of a second, but that gap is most likely going to come down. Let's check in. Doge is invalidated. He's coming back around, so he is going to have another chance to get a lap in. Wheatflex is kicking it off now. Reefy is right behind him, so let's give some FaceTime to the guys who are on the bubble here. Ferrari driver sitting in 12th at the moment, and only about 0.3 the gap to Scopes, so he should be able to get close here if he can improve. Right now, pretty much matching his time through Sector 1, and this hairpin exit is crucial. Getting a good run down the straightaway, the more speed you carry, the more time you're going to peel off the Delta early on the DRS, and yep, overtake for the straightaways. Looks like Wheatflex has been listening. Here he comes, Wheatflex up to the final corner now. See if he can improve up to the line, and he does, but it's not going to be enough to get him through to Q3. And only Reefy can answer, and he does not either. Doge has invalidated his lap, and John Carlos and Jake are done from this one. So there you have it, guys. There's going to be your top 10 as it stands. I don't even think these guys know that they need to go for another lap. If I was Scopes, I'd be backing off and saving the mediums because you're safely through, sir. But that's going to be it for qualifying number 2. Niels takes pole once again. Den Jeff is closer this time, though, in 34s, mid-34s. Timo, Jerry Jarvin, and Barry, Savas Grease, Lexidus, Devon, Scopes, and Ipovich are going to keep their spots in the top 10, go to Q3. Wheatflex, Doge, John Carlos, Reefy, and Jake not going to see Q3, unfortunately. And the time spread's getting closer now. Top 10 only separated by a second. I'm going to step away for 1 second. We'll be right back for Q3. Okay, here we go for Q3. It says Wheatflex was kicked out of the game, so I might have to invite him back real quick. See if we can get him an invite. Otherwise, that would not be good. He's the man that runs the show. And now let's go check in on the outlaps. Looks like one of the Toro Rossos, Devon that is going to kick things off here in Q3. Going to be a mad dash to get a lap in early here, as this is a long track. So if you want to set a banker lap, go for 3 runs in Q3, you're going to need to get out there ASAP and back into the pit lane, because now they're crossing the line with 10 minutes to go, and yeah, they're not going to be back around and on their into the pit lane really till about the probably like the 7-minute mark, maybe even lower than that, 6 something. So you may not have time to set a banker lap here. Might just be 2 runs. Gonna have to make him count. So far, Devon looks like he is. Let's see if he picks up the pace here in Sector 2. Hard to judge where Devon stands at this point. Does a 57.2. Who's that behind him? That's Niels did a 56.8. So Niels is up right now. And he's closing in on Devon. He is not far behind the Toro Rosso driver here. He might even be getting a faint little bit of dirty air coming through these corners, just given how close behind he is. But Niels looking as prime as ever. We're going to get the view of him and Devon crossing the line here. Devon is opting for the pit lane, so he's going to have time for a banker lap. If he wants to go out right away again here, he could try to put a fresh one in and then still come in. As Niels hits the pole position mark once again, it's a 34.5 this time. His teammate puts in a 34.857, a 30. Oh, and Denjeff takes pole, a 34.4. Savas Grease is out there. Jerry is out there. Barry just crossed the line. He did a 35.9. Here comes Ipovic around the final corner. Let's see what time he does to start off the session here. It's a 35.2 from him. A couple of other guys are out there now. Savas Grease is on his lap. Jerry Jarvinen behind him. And Devon opted for the pit lane. He looks like he's back out there now. That was a quick turnaround for Devon. Actually, he may not have gone into the pit. He might have just pulled over. Yeah, he did. Savas is backed out of his lap. He's going into the pit lane. How about Jerry Jarvinen? He's done for now as well. Here comes his teammate, though. Devon running basically no ERS at this stage. He's right on the cusp of running out. He's going to have just enough to carry him to the line here. Let's see if he gets a decent lap in. It's a 35.9 for Devon, so not a good start to Q3 for this man. And let's check in on the rest of our drivers, see who could be out on a lap right now. Looks like Denjeff's going into the pits. Niels is on a lap, actually. Niels is going here. And this is Niels' banker lap. This is a smart move from Niels. Wouldn't be surprised if he comes into the pit lane. We'll see where he stands after Sector 2. I'd imagine that's how he's going to judge whether or not he needs to come in for a fresh pair of boots. But right now, he is just about a tenth and a bit behind the leader. Denjeff is on pole right now, so first time for Niels this session. He has not been at the top of the leaderboard, and he's 2 and a bit tenths down on his time. So yeah, he's going to be pulling into the pit lane shortly here. Let's see who else is out there. There's a Haas. That's Lexidus. He is on a lap, so let's check in with him. I know Devon's on his in lap. A couple guys coming back out of the pit now too. That looks like the racing point of Timo coming out of the pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. And behind him, that's probably Denjeff. Could be Savas Grease though. Savas Grease. Here comes Lexidus. Is he going to stick this lap in? Because I think if he does, he's not going to be able to set another one. Yeah, he's going to get it in. This might be it for him in qualifying, though. We'll have to keep an eye. As he jumps to 4th place, so a good lap from Lexidus there. Recovers and gets a 35 dead on the board. That's going to help him out big time if he can't go for another run. A lot of guys on their out lap here. Let's check in with Timo. I believe he's furthest up the road. He's going to be next to get his lap time in. Guys, if you are with us in the chat, let me know your predictions for who's going to end up on pole here. Let me know your thoughts for who might win it in the race. And here comes Timo in the final few corners now. It's going to be the final lap for the Racing Point driver. He is just up on his time through Sector 1. Let's see if he gets a good exit out of the hairpin here. Looks like he does. Should be able to improve if he can hook it up in Sector 3. Track should be pretty much running at optimal pace right now, so these guys are going to be extracting absolutely everything from the car. As you can see, he's getting on the power very early as Timo, looking to get as much time made up as possible. Let's see where his split stands as he comes through the end of Sector 2 here. He's now a 10th and a bit up. Not quite looking like he could take pole, but you never know. Decent Sector 3 could really be a big help from him. And if he's smart, he put enough fuel in the car to go for another run, because he will have time once he gets around here. If he just wants to cruise around for a lap and go for another one, he will have the time. Let's see. Here he comes, though. Final corner. He's out of deployment, so this is going to be crucial. See what kind of pace he has up to the line here. It's a 34.465. He just barely finishes behind Den Jeff for pole position there, but he is up into second place. And now it's still time to go around for another lap, so he was smart. He put enough fuel in and will be able to go for a fresh one. Savas did not get a lap there, I think. He's going for another one now. He's got Jerry Jarvinen. Nope, Jerry Jarvinen just crossed the line. He did a 34.7, Jerry, so nice lap from him. He's up into fourth now. A lot of guys out there, and a bunch coming up to the line as well. Scopes is kicking off his lap. I think all three of them are. Niels for pole says, Wiz. Yeah, I agree, sir. He has the pace for sure. He is approaching the start-finish line. We're going to see. Thanks for tuning in, Wiz. Yeah, it looks like all three of them on a lap here. So Scopes is actually going to get a little bit of a tow down both straightaways. I think that's Savas Grease in front of him as well. Lexidus is in the pit lane. That's going to be it from him in Q3. Niels is retired. Oh, and he went off. He went off in Sector 1. Niels has gone off in Sector 1. Barry just retired on track in Sector 2. Yep, retired on track in Sector 2. A bunch of guys going to come up to the line in succession here. Here comes Den Jeff, Scopes. Let's see what they do. Scopes takes pole, 34.2 from Scopes. And even though Den Jeff improved, Scopes just got the tow around the entire track. And he's going to sneak into first place. Savas Grease is done. Devon is still going here. Ooh, Timo as well. Timo's out there as well still. Let's check in with Timo. He is up in third right now, and he's close. He is right on his time at the moment. If he can get a good Sector 3 in here, it should be enough. And oh, he's backed out of it. He's backed out of it. Timo is going to start in third. Let's go back on board with Devon. He is almost 8/10 up on his time right now. So could jump some spots. He's got to keep it clean in Sector 3 here. No time on the board left in Abu Dhabi. Q3 is over and done with for F1 Online. That's going to be it for qualifying. One man can make a difference here. He's going to come up to the final couple of corners. The Toro Rosso driver is up on his time for sure. Let's see if he can make it stick. He's out of deployment coming into the final turn. but it looks like it's going to be an improvement from the Toro Rosso. Where does he stand? It's 4th place. It's a 34.475 from Devon at the death of it, and almost matches that of Timo for a top 3 start. A great lap from the Toro Rosso at the end there. That's going to be it for qualifying, guys. Your leaderboard as it stands, your grid, would be DSZ Scopes taking pole position from Den Jeff. A phenomenal lap from Scopes just to stick in the tailwind of Den Jeff. And then you have Timo, Devon, Niels, who crashed out, it looked like, in Sector 1, starting in 5th. Jerry Jarvin and Barry, Savas Grease, Lexidus, and Ikovic are going to round out the rest of the top 10 there. And now let's get down to action. 50% race at Abu Dhabi coming up here. And there you have it for Q3. Take a look at that as I'm going to see if we can get a co-commentator in here with us for the remainder of the race. And here we go, clear race conditions as it looks. Not too many clouds in the sky there. We have a larger grid than we started with. We picked up Rico during qualifying, so he joins us for the race now. I believe that's going to be a solid 18 on the grid. And Doge is readied up, so we are going to get down to business here. Formation lap coming up. We'll get you a quick rundown of the grid, and should be a good one. Looks like we're waiting on Rico. He's taking a while. Could be an internet issue. He may have to retire out of this one, come back in. But I know Wheatflex had mentioned that he was kicked from the lobby earlier on, so we could always be looking at a restart if he can't get himself onto the grid. And yeah, Rico's unfortunately had to leave. But that means that we can kick off the racing here. Going to give you a quick rundown of the grid. Starting on pole, Den Jeff in the Alfa Romeo, a blistering 34.2 in qualifying. Great lap from him. Then you have Timo in the Racing Point lining up on the other side of the grid from him. So they lock out row number 1. Devon and Niels lockouts row 2. Jerry Jarvinen and Scopes lockout row 3. Barry and Savas Grease lockout row 4. Lexus and Ikovic both starting in the top 10 today. Wheatflex, Doge, John Carlos, Reefy, Whistler, Marked Carp, and Jake are all going to see the green flag in this one in just a minute. Rico, not sure if he is going to be able to rejoin on the grid. May have to go on without him today. We shall see. And the drivers are lining up now. Back on the grid. Sun is setting down here in Abu Dhabi. This is the last 7 days. F1 2019 is going to be the newest title. 2020 set to drop on July 5th. Sorry, July 7th. So that's coming up soon. And it looks like we are good to go racing one final time here in F1 Online. Under the lights in Abu Dhabi, we have 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are good to go. Drivers are away. Then Jeff gets an okay start, but Timo gets a better one. There comes Jerry Jarvinen right up the middle, and he's going to jump past his teammate Devon as well into third on the start there. And someone's around. That's Savas Grease, as well as the Red Bull and Renault of Economic Berry. We have a yellow flag in Sector 1. No safety car, and now safety car has been deployed. And that's an unfortunate start. Scopes, who started on pole, is completely wiped out of this one. There goes Savas Grease doing donuts. His tires are probably lit on fire. Timo hops into the lead. Den Jeff is going to be down in the bottom of this one. Wait, actually, Den Jeff started on... I thought Scopes put in the quickest lap. Maybe Scopes had it. Oh, the grid penalty. Was that Scopes? I thought that was Jake. Yeah, I think Jake had the grid penalty. Honestly, not positive. But yeah, Den Jeff clearly started on pole position. Scopes started in 4th? That's interesting. Anyways, we have the safety car out here. Only a couple of guys really losing out. That's Scopes and Savas Grease. From, yeah, wait a sec. They were both... Scopes started in 6th, and Savas Grease started in 8th. Why does that not seem right? Maybe I'm just missing things, guys. I apologize. But either way, racing is going here. We are under the safety car, unfortunately, but we should be back to the action shortly. As normally it only takes about a lap or 2 of the safety car before we resume race conditions. Obviously a largely talked about topic with this game. Not sure how they'll improve the safety car or VSC next year, but we'll wait and see. Only 7 days to go before then. Looks like a couple of guys have opted for the pit lane. Let's take a look and see what their strategy call is here. So Timo, the leader of the group who has pit, Jerry Jarvinen will be in 2nd, Den Jeff in 3rd, so not a bad call from these guys, and all opting for the medium, so they think either the life is in the tires or that the hards are maybe too durable, but we'll have to see. That's put John Carlos up into 1st place. Doge, Wheatflex, Mark Harp, Leafy, and Jake all move up as well. So now we're going to see a big change of positions on the leaderboard here. The only man not really losing out from this one is Lexidus and Ipovich. They're pretty much where they started. So they're going to be better off in the long run, especially because all of those top 6 guys have to go into the pits. So they're both going to jump 5 spots where it stands. Jerry Jarvinen's in a good spot as well. He'll jump a couple positions. Timo is your theoretical race leader. So we'll see what happens with him as well. Safety car probably not going in this lap, based on where they are, but definitely could, as yet we have been joined in the booth, and I'm kind of glad the safety car is staying out now. We've been joined in the booth by Rapid Gamer. What's up, bud? Get you a fresh invite there. Say that. You good? F1 online. And lucky for you, they're under safety car conditions right now, so you should be able to hop in just in time for some action here. Looks like Whistler decided to pit. Guessing he's opted for a fresh pair of mediums, like the rest of the field. Yep. So the only driver out on hards right now is going to be Reefy. He will have the ability to go to the end of the race. He will be slower though, especially in the first part of the stint. So we'll keep an eye on him, see where his pace stands, as most of that mid part of the field is going to be looking to weave through traffic back up to the front. Obviously, those guys yet to pit. Get my audio included for you as well. Whoop. Yep. And the safety car is coming in this lap. So we're going to get back to the action shortly here.
Evening everyone, it's nice to be back streaming with ABR Buraps.
What's up, fans of Rapid Gamer? I hope you guys are well. I assume you're into the session now, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Cool. So I'm just taking a quick look at the leaderboard here, right before we get back to the restart, so everyone is up to speed. Niels is in the championship lead by 18 points right now, so Savas Grease can still get it done today. Savas currently is in 14th. Niels is in 12th. So we'll see what happens here. As Wheatflex and Marked Carp look like they both got an interesting exit there. Is there some collision going on? Reefy's snuck by Marked Carp. What happened in the background there? The front of the field just took off. Looks like a couple guys weren't ready. So yeah, keep an eye on the battle between Savas, Grease, and Niels. If Savas can somehow pull off the win here from 14th, then Niels would need to finish, I believe, within a 7-point gap of, you need at least 7 points to stay ahead, so he'll have to finish 6th or higher. So it looks like Jake is letting guys by here on the straightaway.
So it's quite close
Jake's,
to the top.
It doesn't. Yeah, Jake doesn't have any wing issues or anything. He just let 3 guys by. Not sure what's going on with Jake. Let's take a look at the position changes.
Williams is still ahead. I'm one for the good for you guys on my stream. 15. Second place, the Red Bull. J. WT2. Third place in the Ferrari, then we've got the McLaren, and then we've got the 5th place, we've got the Force India Justin, and then Jerry Jar, Vinen, and then GFR7, Lexley Daz, and Jake, and then Niels to round out the top 10. Just joining halfway through this race to do some commentary alongside with me is ABR Buraps. So looking at this now, Williams is actually starting to build a lead. Now he's starting to open up the gap. He's probably trying to break
Reefy's out. Reefy's out. Reefy's out of the session. I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, he's gone from this one. Looks like he's on the pit straight. Not sure what's going on, but he is now out of the way. That's going to provide some fresh air for Timo. Catch up to the front runners here. Remember, Wheatflex, Doge, and John Carlos yet to pit. So we're going to see if the gap is already only 1.7 from Timo to Wheatflex. So Wheatflex really running behind in this race. And the gap not far down the rest of the field. Everyone's still tucked up pretty nicely from the restart.
Yeah, but then F1 Gene has actually managed to break the DRS so far, so he's 1.2 seconds ahead. So that'll be good for him once DRS is enabled.
Yeah, very important to not be dragging someone else around. Doge is right on the line as it stands. Looks like 1 second is the gap. See, he's closing it though. It's getting closer. Wheatflex well out of DRS, and Timo is pushing now. I think he wants to get DRS on Wheatflex, really establish a gap between himself and Jerry Jarvinen, who's being hunted by Den, Jeff, Lexidus, Niels, and Jake. Ipovich Scopes in that battle as well.
Yeah, DRS is so powerful on this game. If you stay with someone in the DRS zone, it would really help along dragging the person along. You know, so I can see Gene really get out of this DRS zone. Seems to be pushing quite hard, to be fair.
Yeah, I think he's going to do his best to use the life left in those tires. I believe he started on the mediums, if I'm not mistaken. No, he actually started on the soft, so he's trying to use every ounce of those before he switches over. I think track position was his hope here, and it may not play out to his advantage, but he is, at least for now, running in the front of the pack.
Yeah, and Timo's actually been able to get in the DRS zone of the Ferrari there, so that's really going to help him. The Ferrari's going a little bit deep there, but he's looking to really challenge him now on this straight. He's super close to him as well, so he's in the DRS zone. It should be pretty much an easy pass. The Ferrari just put up a fight, so he's going to try and go around the outside of him now. This will be a good move for him, and I think he's going to make it. Oh, they're side by side. Oh,
side by side.
Side by side, they left each other room, so
I think the Ferrari backed out of it a little bit, didn't want to ruin his or Timo's race, so fair play to Wheatflex, very clean driving through that corner. And a well put up fight, but now Timo has got a gap between him and Jerry's now 1.4 off the back of Wheatflex, so he needs to catch up as soon as possible. As you can see, Wheatflex is almost already out of DRS of Timo, so this could be a big defining moment in the race if Jerry doesn't get DRS coming up in the back straight here.
You know, F1 Gene in first place is still managing to just keep that gap just above 1 second and keep Doge out the DRS, so that's good from him. The racing point though, he's starting to pull the gap. He's pulled the gap a bit, and he's now out of the DRS. He is. I think he's catching up. Yeah. Oh, he almost runs into the back of the Red Bull there. So I reckon ride on board with them. He's got some
This is going to bunch the field back up. Wheatflex is going to get back in the DRS zone. As you can see, Jerry, Den, Jeff, Niels all within that train. So up to second place, down to 7th is a real battle right now, as Barry has officially called it quits on this one. Unfortunate end to his season here, as well as Reefy. The two South Africans not going to see the checkered flag today, as we're on lap 7 of 28 here at Abu Dhabi. Giancarlo still leads, followed by Doge, followed by Timo, followed by Wheatflex, and Jerry Jarvinen to round out the top 5. Train goes all the way back to about Lexidus in 8th, and then you've got Scopes, Jake, Savas, Whistler, Markkarp, Ipovich, and Devon. As it looks like Niels has gotten by Den Jeff now, and Savas Grease is not making up too many positions, so the battle for the championship is looking like it's in Niels' favor as it stands. If Savas finishes where he does, there's no chance for him to pass Niels in the points, but we're going to have to take penalties into consideration as well. As you can see, Scopes just picked up 3 seconds there. That's something that we're going to have to check in on later as well.
Yeah, but it's just that Timo seems to have such strong paces. He's just managed to be able to catch up to the back of Doge, and he's going for a move actually up the inside.
Yeah, sends it.
Into P2.
Well done.
Yeah, well done to him. Gene actually looked like he was losing a bit of traction there, so you know, Timo's looking really strong in this race. His race pace is looking pretty superior, and he's in there. He's almost you know,
Jerry
back of
Jarman gets by Wheat Flex.
G.
Yeah, and they caught up to John Carlos. Timo and Doge did, and now Jerry is going to catch up again. That's good for Jerry because he was at a real risk there. He had two guys between him and Timo, who's the net race leader as it stands. Now he's creeping into the DRS zone, and he's going to have it as Wheat Flex and Den Jeff look like they made some contact, pushed each other off. That's going to slow Den Jeff down as well as Niels and Lexus. So that battle is really bunched up here in Sector 3. Almost four of them all within striking distance of each other, and you see John Carlos now pulls off into the pit lane. Yep, smart move from him to get out of the traffic upcoming, get some fresh air, John Carlos, and just get back to work. As you see, Den Jeff goes and defends his position against Niels here, but Niels is right on the back of him. That's Lexus not far behind as well. Wheat Flex out of DRS.
Lost the car.
Oh, Lexus is around, and he's lost an end plate. Almost collected scopes there, and Jake gets the opportunity to slide by as well as Savas Grease up into the points. So this is a big opportunity for Savas.
Yeah, it is. The Haas was actually lucky to not even get collected any more damage than that, or maybe lose his wheel. So that was a lucky recovery from him. I assume he's gonna have to pit this lap because he's got quite a lot of damage as well. So.
Doge and Wheat Flex yet to go into the pits. Jake as well. Jake's now running down in 8th place, so he's going to be struggling coming back out of the pit lane. We might see him towards the back of the grid. Savas Grease gets by Jake now.
Jerry and P2.
Jake's dropping down the field. Jerry now gets by Doge, so that's good for Jerry. He's now in some fresh air to catch up to the leader here. Only a second separating them. It looks like Timo made a mistake somewhere. I think that gap's coming down.
Yeah, he's within DRS now. It's 8 temps. So, you know, Jerry, he seems to have really good pace as well now.
And this front pack looking stellar at the moment, and both Doge and Wheat Flex opting to stay out. They obviously started on the medium tires. They're going to be looking to go for a pretty long stint here. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see them in the pit lane for another, say, 10 laps or so.
Yeah. But you gotta watch out for the undercut though. John.
Yeah. That's true. And what did John Carlos go out on? He was on softs though, so he's on mediums now. I'm assuming that softs can do about 10 laps around here, but that's a big ask.
Yeah, Jerry's closing that gap.
Closing up. Doge gets by Wheat Flex momentarily, but Wheat Flex goes deep and defends. And now look at this, a 4-man battle for the top 3 here. They're going to be, oh my god, side by side by side. And who's going to get the best of who here? Coming into the braking zone, it looks like Doge gets ahead. Wheat Flex has the inside line. Then Jeff's going to slip around. Ooh, but Niels is holding it well through there. Niels and then Jeff swapping positions. They're literally side by side driving through these corners right now. Let's see who's going to back out of this one coming up to this corner. And I think Niels is going to have to concede, and he does.
Oh, he goes a little bit wide though.
Then Jeff runs wide. Niels going around the outside. Tuck back in.
Fair racing from both drivers. Well done to them. It's Flex actually.
Doge is going to box. Doge is going to box. I think he's going to have to go to the hards. Unless, I mean, yeah, you can't make softs do 17 laps.
Nah, he'll be doing a 2-stop, but 2-stop is a thing around here as well, though. So. And to mention that John actually did just pick up a 3-second time penalty, so I don't know how that will affect him once everyone pits.
So now just Wheat Flex separates the top 2 from everybody else. We have a yellow flag, and it looks like DSC Scopes has crashed off. Scopes, maybe some front right wing damage. Yep, he's missing a front right end plate, and he's just let John Carlos through there. Is Scopes going to retire from this one? I'm not sure.
Not sure, but
must not be not too happy, obviously, as yeah, he's missing a large chunk of his right wing. That's Ipovic and Doge in the background there. And Ipovic is going to lose out this one. Scopes gets through. Ipovic really comes deep into the braking zone, almost hits the back of the Red Bull there. But he is going to settle for 11th. And now, this is interesting, Savas Greece is up into 6th place. Niels is in 5th, but the gap is 4.3, and with Niels' pace, I wouldn't expect to see Savas catching up anytime soon, but we'll have to keep an eye on that battle, as Jerry Jarvinen is all over Timo right now. Let's give the two guys out front the face time they deserve. They've driven a great race so far, really capitalizing on the pit stop, and a clean start to the race was crucial for both of them as well.
this is the closest he's been yet. So if he can keep this up, he could have a potential. He could have the potential to make a move going down the back straight.
And yeah, either one of these back straights, the DRS zones, very, very easy to get overtaken, especially if you're within close proximity. And it looks like Jerry is here. He's really all over the back of Timo this time. And even with a good exit, I don't think Timo is going to have the top end to keep Jerry at bay. Jerry's not closing in too quick here, though. And I'm looking at his ERS, and he's actually saving battery. He's got the engine mode down in 1. And you know what? This might not be a bad move from Jerry. I've really talked about strategy a lot lately in the middle of races, and I would say it's not really ideal to lead the Grand Prix. You'd rather kind of sit in second, let the other guy dictate the pace if you can keep up, and just save your resources for when it matters, because obviously Timo is going to have to do his best to save energy and not take liberties with the track. You can't get too many time penalties as well.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll see if Jerry opts to stay behind or take the lead.
Yeah, what you said is very true. Like, if you're the guy leading, you're having to use up all your ERS to stay ahead. So it is a smart move there from Jerry, saving up his ERS, then he could potentially make the overtake and then have a lot of ERS to try and break the DRS and maybe pull away. Because if you can break the DRS, that'll be really beneficial for him, as he makes a little mistake on the exit of the corner, getting a bit of oversteer. As
there goes Wheatflex into the pit lane. So Wheatflex has left the conversation in the top 3. Now it's just Timo, Jerry Jarvinen, Den Jeff, and Niels really scrapping it out in the podium places. Niels is on the back of Den Jeff. There's a gap of 3.5 up to Jerry, but these guys both have the pace, and I would not be surprised to see that gap come down, especially with Jerry not really opting to make a move on Timo. We'll see this time around. Let's take a look on board with Jerry again. Yeah, he's not going full push here. He's only in mode 2 right now. So Jerry just thinking about the long game here.
There's so many long straights in this track. It's pretty easy to to drain your ERS pretty quickly. So it's a good strategy for him to just save his ERS, but at the same time it may punish him to the guys that have potentially pitted, and it could get an undercut. So it's a good strategy, but it could punish him if he's actually potentially losing time. He could be going quicker. I'd take this option because he's going to be pitting soon, so he has to potentially think about that if he's going to get undercut by just sitting behind, forcing the racing point. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I'm just trying to take a quick look here where everyone stands with tires, because that's obviously going to play a big role in this one. I think John Carlos might be the only medium runner that could go till the end. He's on lap 2 with his mediums right now, so should be able to do 15 more. It's going to be a stretch, but I think it's possible. Timo, Jerry Jarvinen, Niels, Den Jeff, Savas Greece, and Whistler are all on 10-plus lap old tires now. I don't know. You might have a better experience with this track than me. I've never done a lead race here. Do you think they're going to go for another stop?
2-stop is a thing. I don't know. You could potentially go to the end if the tires on 5 laps, maybe 3 laps. You could potentially go to the end. Yeah, they may drop off towards the end, but I think it is doable. But however, Flex has actually gone on the hards, and I think the two-stop is a little bit quicker around here, but if you can potentially do a one-stop on nursery tyres on mediums, you've got a better advantage to those who are on hards, because medium tyres are quite a lot quicker around this track, to be fair. And yeah, I've got a league race actually tomorrow around this. It's the finale in the league that I do, the GMT.
Yeah, a lot of finales this week as, you know, this is a perfect track to kind of end on. It's like the sun sets on the Formula One season. We are switching over to the new game, and obviously, I mean, couldn't be better timed. We have a return to Formula One action on Friday on track in Austria, and then the new game set to release, I believe, next Tuesday in the US, UK, actually possibly just worldwide. As Timo's into the pit lane, so there's your answer. He's going to be the first one to go in. I think he's going to go for mediums once again. Savas Grease is in as well. So yeah, these guys are going for the two-stop.
See if he gets a look at it, maybe, potentially. Yep, he's been jumped by Carlos. So they were losing time to him, you know, because he's on fresher medium tyres, so he's probably going to be quicker than him. So maybe it wasn't a wise idea for Jerry to stick behind, you know, Timo, because he may have potentially been losing time to him. So now he could potentially get, you know, hit with the undercut. Because I did say to you, watch out for Carlos, and yeah, he's made the jump.
Yeah, he's made a big jump. He's made a big jump. The strategy's paying off for him right now. He's well within DRS of Whistler. Doge and Timo behind him are going to have the pace, so he's got to get a move on. I would be looking for the move in the next lap or two. And
he's trying to make the move.
The braking zone here. He's going to get it done, I think. Yes, he does. Past Whistler and up into fourth. Whistler going to have the DRS here, though. I don't know if that was the best move from John Carlos. He's going to have to really push down the straight here if he wants to keep the position. I would opt for the inside line as he does. Oh, but Whistler's weaving around behind him looking for some space. And that's unfortunately cost him a position here, down to fifth for the Renault. And as you can see, Timo and Doge have closed the gap by a second already in half a lap. So yeah, time to get a move on John Carlos.
Yeah, the left back. Oh, was someone else picks up a 3-second time penalty, but yeah, it's important for him to get a move on, because you know the less battling he does, you know, the more effective.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting. The top three are in the pit lane. They're coming back out now. Let's see who gets the better of who here. Top three are in.
Oh, he's done it. He's in the lead.
I think they've all done it. I think everybody's gotten. Wow, they've all managed to get the undercut done here. Look at that.
It really benefited Gene because he was driving here around and quite a lot. He had some clean air.
Niels just came out on the hard tires. Interesting call.
Yeah. You know, so far into the race, he probably just wants to do a one-stop to because you know, potentially it could be hard to make up the other places that he loses if he pits again. So he's probably should try and get to the end and
so this is interesting.
Have ahead of penalties.
Timo, by pitting one lap earlier, has jumped himself way in the lead here. I mean, John Carlos and Doge might be able to go to the end of the Grand Prix. I don't even know if that's a smart move. Whistler, definitely not. Jerry Jarvinen is the next closest driver on fresh mediums who will be going to the end, and he is 4+ seconds behind the leader right now. So Jerry, as it stands, in a net P2 if Doge and John Carlos choose to box again. He's got Niels to worry about behind him, but Niels on the slower compound for the rest of this one. So we'll see what kind of pace he will have.
Whistler definitely going to have to lap on tyres. You know, he's going to be struggling.
Yeah.
And Timo on one lap tyres, so he's done that well. He'll be going to the end on them.
Timo pumps in the quickest lap of the session as well. So yeah, keep an eye on him, as it looks like Jerry Jarvinen is going to sneak by Whistler here. Oh, and Whistler makes contact with the back tire of Jerry Jarvinen. And Whistler's around. He's got front right wing damage. And now Whistler's dropped big time. He's down into 8th right now. He's going to get passed by 3 cars here. Now down to 11th. He has now rejoined the track. But down in 11th place, Devon, 3-second time penalty. He's running way outside the points as it stands. Mark Karp is still in this one as well as Ipovic, but they are very far behind the rest of the field. Whistler now looks like he's pulling over and going to call it a day, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
he's got no front wing.
So accumulated penalties. The Renault's gone into the wall.
Ooh, yeah, he just ran himself into the wall, and we got a safety car. And unfortunately for Whistler, I caught that one on stream. That's not a good look for the Renault driver. Wheatfleck's not going to be happy about that one, intentionally causing a safety car by running himself off there. And that's going to be it for the Renault of Whistler for today. So we're only going to have 13 here. And this is big, though. Safety car is big. This is going to be absolutely monumental for John Carlos, who's going to get a free pit stop.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's just going to bunch the whole pack up, you know, the 3-second lead that Timo's managed to pull. It's going to be all reduced, and you'll be able to see, that 7-second gap that Doge had to catch up to. So that will really help benefit him. We'll be able to see who can, potentially make moves towards the end of the race. So it just bunches everyone up and could make the end of the race a bit more exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, time penalties haven't even been taken into account yet, but now with everyone bunched up, it's going to be closer. As we see, John Carlos has gone into the pits. He is going to rejoin the track in what appears to be 8th place, and he's got the soft tires on, so he believes 10 laps is possible. I'd say that's probably doable as well, as the safety car is going to go around for probably another full lap just to let the field catch up. So he's only going to have to do 8-9 laps really on the soft tires. That's pretty doable.
Yeah.
But definitely have the advantage.
It's just important that he makes up as many places at the start, of the safety car and soft tires. So when they drop off a little bit towards the end, a big enough advantage. If you already haven't, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's a rapid game. There's a lot of deep racing content.
And John Carlos rejoins the pack here. So he is on the best tire. Oh, and John Carlos, 5-second time penalty under the safety car here, and I saw him weave his wheel a little bit after that one. Frustration after putting together such a good performance so far. Just slapped himself on the wrist and didn't need to do it, so that's going to hurt him at the end of this one. But let's actually check in on the race director, see where everyone stands with time penalties, so we can get an idea. It looks like Barry has 5-second. Actually, he's out. Mark Karp has 5 seconds. Savas Grease has 5 seconds. Ipovic has 5 seconds. I wonder if they served those in the pit lane, though. Might have been the case under the safety car. We'll see. Whistler got a 3-second. Scopes got 3 seconds. Wheatflex got 3 seconds. John Carlos 3 seconds. Another 3 seconds for Whistler. Then Jeff 3 seconds. Devon 3 seconds. Another 3 seconds for Savas. 3 seconds for Lexidus. 3 seconds for Devon. And now 5 seconds for John Carlos. So yeah, a lot of penalties on the board. I don't think Simo was on there. I don't think Jerry Jarman was. And neither
top
was
4,
Niels.
no penalties.
Yeah, top 4 clean. So that's good. That's good for the end of this one. That's going to provide some good action. Obviously,
Yes.
Niels is on the hard tires. We're going to see what his pace is like. Now, granted, medium should be good till the end of this one, especially given the safety car. But I would imagine towards the end of this one, Niels will have the advantage.
But Timo's on 2-1, so he needs to be careful that he doesn't pick up another one, because it's so easy just to accidentally just go slightly off track, and the game will give you a penalty for that. So he needs to be careful. But yeah, the top 4, no penalties, so it should produce some interesting racing as they've all got to go for it if they really want to win this, and I'm sure they're all thirsty for this top spot of the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. Make a final statement as F1 2019 is sunsetted for the new 2020 version early next week. And yeah, this game drops the same day as they race, so I'm assuming they won't be doing one next Tuesday, but potentially the week after, as everyone will want to get to grips with the new handling model as well as ERS features.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, gonna see who I think next year is going to be more about the pace, as it looks like the safety car is going to stay out here, so we're going to get one more lap under safety. Oh, he's coming in, never mind. A late dash from Mercedes there. Going to be interesting. It's going to be more about your race pace and how you drive next year than it will be maintaining your ERS and fuel. So that's going to play a factor for sure, as Timo is going to kick things back off here. Top 3 are through so far. 4, everyone's looking good in the front of the field. Oh, Niels is out. Niels is out. I think the hard tires just weren't up to temperature. And he's just straight into the wall. Niels is done from this one. The Racing Point goes out on lap 20.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. He was doing a good race as well, so the team are really pushing now, trying to just, build as much of a gap as possible. But Jerry's really quick as well on the fresh medium tires as well, so it'll be interesting to see what these guys can do as they're all pushing hard for that top spot.
Then Jeff is doing his best to keep up right now.
Carlos really trying to come through the pack now with those soft tires, but that 5-second penalty is really going to punish him. He's really going to have to try and get through this pack as quick as possible. He's looking for a move on the Haas. The Haas goes slightly defensive there, so he's marking his intentions there. So Carlos trying to challenge him around the outside there. He's going to do it. He's managed to go around the outside of him, so fair play to him. That's a brilliant move there from him. And now he's got the Alfa Romeo right in front of him, so he'll be hunting him down as quick as possible, because it's crucial that he gets past as many people as possible, because the soft tires will slightly drop off towards the end of the race, and then they'll probably be as quick as the medium tires. So if he wants to make this this strategy work, he's really got to get a move on right now in this race and use those soft tires to his advantage, really.
Yeah, absolutely. He's up to 5th right now, and he's almost out of the DRS window of Lexidus. I think DRS is back online next lap, if I'm not mistaken. As we're on board with Den Jeff here, he is 1.8 behind the leading group, and it's not going to get any easier. He's going to need to hope for a little bit of trouble between the top 2 if he wants to crawl into the fight for first place finish here. He has Savas Grease behind him, his teammate in the Alfa Romeo, on 1 lap older tires, but doing a pretty good job of keeping up here. And by the way, this is big now. Niels is out of the Grand Prix, so he is not going to pick up any points. If Savas Grease can finish in 2nd place, he would tie Niels for the championship. If he can get fastest lap, he can actually win. So we'll see what happens here. See if we can take a look. Let me look at fastest lap. Right now, fastest lap is in the hands of Timo by quite a big margin.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that Jerry's doing a brilliant job of following Timo so closely. He's really putting him under a lot of pressure, and that's probably what he needs to do right now. As Timo's got 2 warnings, so we need to see if he can cope with the pressure and potentially stay ahead of him. But his DRS is now enabled this lap. We'll see what Jerry will be able to do if he can go for the lead of this race. He's dropping back though a little bit. The gap's opened up now to 7/10, as I said that, so the commentator's cursed there, but he is still in the DRS zone, so it's probably crucial if he stays in it, because then he'll be able to comfortably stay with Timo. So
Yeah, that's crucial.
See what he can
he's,
do.
Well, he's well within it right now. I'm sure he's going to be fine as they go down this straightaway. I think he's just going to do his best to manage the battery. Savas Grease is going to slide by Denjeff here, and I think Denjeff, that might have even just been team orders. Denjeff has 3 seconds of penalties. Savas Grease can win the championship if he catches up to the front of the pack. So well done by Denjeff to play to team orders there and let his teammate go. He's got 1.9 seconds to close in on Jerry Jarvinen and Timo. If either of them pick up a penalty, it's going to be big for Savas Grease, because I think he has 3 seconds himself, if I'm not mistaken, and that's going to be a factor at the end. He needs to get P2 and the fastest lap, or finish in first to win the championship. Otherwise, it's going to go to a man who did not get to see the checkered flag today, Niels L. 2002.
And you can see what I mean. I said that G needs to make the most of those soft tyres, and now he got held up a little bit, couldn't get through the traffic as quick as he probably wanted to, and you can see now that he's not really gaining on the Alfa Romeos that much there. You know, after a couple of laps, the soft start to overheat and they just die really. And now he needs to, he's probably struggling a little bit for pace. As you know, the soft tyres after 5 laps, he's probably starting to struggle for pace now. So that strategy call really didn't help him, and possibly caused him a 5-second penalty. And yeah,
I would have gone for the mediums if I was him. As you can see, that gap that he just had on Devon has dropped off by a second, and his gap to Denjeff and Savas has gone up by a second. So yeah, he's struggling right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep his car in contention here for a good finish, and I think he's going to fall out of the top 10, even given where he stands right now.
But saying that though, the Toro Rosso behind him has a 5-second and 2 3-second penalties, so he may be okay. But if I check Jake.
Ooh, and Jerry's gotten by Timo.
Jake has
and Timo are side by side. Oh, and
Jake has absolutely 0 warnings as well.
Wow, good for Jake. Well done, sir.
So that's potentially 2 places for him. Just shoot him up into P5 and he can keep it consistent.
Ooh, Ferrari Avipovic had a moment in Sector 3. He's dropped down to 12th. Jerry snuck by Timo. And this has brought Savas into the fight. Savas is within DRS now. Then Jeff is too. Timo, 3 seconds. Timo just picked up 3-second time penalty. This is going to be crucial. Yeah. This is absolutely crucial for Savas now. This is go time. 5 laps to go. You need to keep on the back of Jerry Jarvinen. That's your only hope at the championship right now.
Yeah, you can just see how crucial it was for him to stay on the track, and you can see how easy it was for him to just make that mistake with 2 warnings. He's just got to be, you've got to be so clean. But you can see that he's probably on the limit as well. He's under a lot of pressure from guys behind, and yeah, that's just unfortunate. That would knock him down.
He's going to get it done here. He's got to get it done here. As you can already see, Timo has put the engine down. I think Timo might let him go. Yep, Timo's going to let him slide through. So Savas Grease right now, as it stands, would tie Niels in the championship if he can catch Jerry Jarvinen in the next 5 laps and take a win here. Granted, Jerry has no penalties as it stands. This you could see a champion crowned at the death of it, as it looks like Timo's fighting back. Is he going to fight back enough? I don't think so this time.
Yeah, he holds him off back in. But you know who has the most wins? Because that what it will be based off if it ends like this.
Niels probably, but I'll have to take a look.
Okay. You just seem to be gaining a little bit.
Yeah, I'm now switched over to the battle for 7th between Wheatflex and Devon. Gonna give the guys in the background a little FaceTime here before we switch over to that main battle up front for the remainder. As you can see, though, Savas is falling out of DRS of Jerry Jarvinen. He's got to drag Timo along as well now, so this is crucial.
Ferrari on the soft tyres as well, so Flex is on the soft tyres, so he's making them tyres work, as he seems to be putting the Toro Rosso under a lot of pressure there. So we'll see what he'll be able to do on this back straight. If he keeps like this, he'll be very close and will have a good chance of potentially making a move. You see, like for example, you know, Flex and Carlos. You know, they're pitted on the same lap, and Carlos is able to put, you know, the Toro Rosso of who's that?
Devon.
Ivan Lure. Yeah, Devon. Yeah. So
Yeah, Devon.
under pressure. So I don't know if he's just you know, picked up any damage or something, but he's really struggling on those soft tires. He's not been able to make that strategy call work, as now Flex is trying to go around the outside. And I think that's the move
It's
done
done
there for him. Got
Well
a little
done
bit deeper.
by the Ferrari.
Oh, and he loses the
Ooh,
car.
he's
That's
off.
unfortunate.
Oh,
He
yep.
managed to hold it.
He manages to hold it a little bit. Those softs are probably screaming right now. And that's going to be him
Exactly.
down to 9th. Gets overtaken by the Haas of Lexidus.
It's just how
All
they
right, let's
overheat
go
so quickly. It just really kills you on lap time.
So Savas is slowly making ground up on Jerry here. Gap is now up to 1.8. It was 1.4 just a second ago. So Jerry clearly the stronger driver in Sector 3, now 2 second. That went up quickly.
Come back down to
1.8
1.8.
Yeah. Where does Jerry Jarvinen stand with penalties? This is what we need to know. Let's take a look. Jerry has... Oh! Jerry does have a penalty.
Is he? Oh.
Jerry has a penalty. Wait, let's check Savas one more time. Make sure he's only at 1. Oh, he did have a 5 second. I wonder
And
if
he's
he
got a
served
penalty
the
as
5
well.
second. I think he served the 5 second in the pit lane.
He must have, because he got it early in the race.
So that means though, if he can catch Jerry Jarvinen here, it's anybody's game. So he's got to get it done. He's 1.5 back now. He's really gained. Oh, and there he goes. Savas greases around as soon as I said that. Oh, total commentator's curse for the Alfa Romeo. And there goes the championship as well. Niels is going to be your champion. Oh, man. And Savas picks up wing damage as well, just completely ruining the end of his race here. He was pushing. You could tell he was pushing.
Yeah, you can tell.
I think he just pushed a little bit too hard on 11-lap-old tires. And man,
he knew what he had to do.
He handed that one. Yeah, he knew what he had to do. He was pushing for a reason, and it was all or nothing. Unfortunately, it's going to be nothing for him in this one. He's still in 6th right now. I think he might lose out a couple more positions before this one's over, as he lets Devon by as well.
Yeah, you know, he had nothing to lose. Nothing, you know, he had nothing to lose. He had more to gain, so he may as well. He was pushing hard. You know, he knew what he had to do, and in the end, it didn't really pay off. So that's a bit unfortunate for him. He's having to pit as well. So
yeah,
that's the championship then to Niels.
I think he's going to retire. Yeah,
he's got a 5 second. Yeah.
So
that's a bit unfortunate for him.
Let's give you guys some action to end this one. Devon is all over the back of John Carlos here on lap 27. And I think he might get the move done on the straight here. You can tell John Carlos is really hurting now, taking corners a lot slower than the medium runners are. So he's going to get overtaken here pretty much no matter what he does. As Devon opens the DRS early. And it's going to be a pretty easy move to the inside here. Early the Toro Rosso with the top speed as well. John Carlos though is going to fight back to the inside.
He left DRS from the next break.
Yeah, he will, but Devon gets a phenomenal exit and John Carlos does not. That's going to be it for the battle for 5th. Devon's going to take this one.
You can see as well, he's running low on ERS. And I just knew that he'd really struggle towards the end of the race. He really had to make more out of the tyres. He picks up another 3-second time penalty as well, and you know, he really had to be more aggressive at the start than to make that strategy work, because the soft tyres were definitely going to just fall off. He had to do quite a lot of laps, and then 9 laps, and he started to drop off. So probably not a wise call for him. He could have stayed out just for track position, but he decided to pit and try and get an edge. Probably because he had a couple of penalties, but it's not really paid off for him. We have started the last lap now, so we'll see.
Yep, final lap, and got to give credit to the man out front. Jerry Jarvinen has drove an excellent race today. He's made the 2-stop work to perfection. Let's take a look at how many positions he's up. I believe 3. I think he started in 4th place. Yep. Oh, started in 5th. So
I'm watching the second and
That's
third
good
place
for
battle
Jerry.
now. See if Timo can hold off the
Yeah,
Alfa
then
Romeo.
Jeff gets a good run though. Yeah, I don't think he's going to. It looks like he's turned the battery off.
He's
Let's see if
closing
he
in.
can do
He's
it.
closing down. Timo's gonna go defensive. He's gonna try to go around the outside. Yeah, I think he's gonna hold off and try and get DRS for this next straight exit. He is pretty close to the exit. If he can get a good exit, he does get a good
and
exit
he gets
as well.
a great exit. He gets a great exit. This one's not going to be too much of a battle here. He's going to have the inside line. Timo is going to have to opt for the outside. I don't think he's going to have the straight line speed, and then Jeff is going to cover
Oh, he tries
off
it. He's trying it.
any opportunity. Yeah, he's going to cover it off. Then Jeff up into second position on the final lap here. There you see Toro Rosso of Jerry Jarvin, and even 3 seconds clear now of the rest of the field. So he's going to take this one pretty comfortably at the end.
Timo slightly running into the back of then Jeff, so I don't think he'll be able to challenge him anymore as he goes slightly wide as well. So that's his chances up of taking P2. So a very nice and clean overtake from then Jeff. So well done to him.
And there it is, guys, the end of the F1 online season. Jerry Jarvin is your winner today on track in Abu Dhabi. Timo and Den Jeff scoop up second and third. Let's see if anybody else can make a statement. Jake finishes only 3.9 off of Den Jeff. Devon gets hopped by John Carlos, and then Wheatflex is now dropping down to 8th place. Doge is coming up to the line here. He jumps to 7th, does Doge, and Mark Tarp now up to 8th. So wow, Wheatflex must have had a lot of time penalties. He's finished off in 11th place. I hope he doesn't fall behind Ipovic. That would be almost unbelievable. As Ipovic crosses the line, and he does, he passes Wheatflex. So Wheatflex must have had an insane amount of time penalties. But there it is, guys. There's your final race of the F1 online season. I've been your host for the last half of it here, ASAP AC19 on Twitch, aka ABR Buraps on Xbox. And congratulations to Jerry Jarvin on taking the win here. Jerry has been a staple reserve driver for the second half of the season, and he's done really well. Hopefully we get to see him on the full-time grid next year. I know Jerry has some military service that he is off to do soon, so we'll see if that affects his gameplay at all. But congrats to him on taking home the win in Abu Dhabi today. Timo is going to take home second, and Den Jeff takes home third. Niels is your championship winner for the F1 online season. Congrats to Niels. An unfortunate end to his race today. But there it is, guys. There's your final. And Rapid, who's going to be your pick for driver of the day?
I would have to say it's Jerry. He's made up 4 positions in that race. It was a very good strategy call from him. He did everything right. His race pace was superior, and he picked his moves well. He managed his ERSs. He was saving it so much in the race, and he was just able to break away. And he had very good pace. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to him. He's driver of the day. It's been a pleasure, streaming this race. There's been a lot of action. These drivers have been very fair and clean as well. So it's been a good league race.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one final look at your grid, guys. I'm going to agree with you. I would normally give it to Jake for hopping up 13 spots, but Jerry just drove so well today. He's well deserving of driver of the day as well. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it. Den Jeff in the chat says, thanks for streaming the season. Bad luck for Savas, unfortunately, at the end. I agree. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you all tuning in for the stream. If you're watching this one back, that was F1 Online. Season finale at Abu Dhabi. I was joined in the booth by Rapid Gamer 49. Check him out on Twitch and YouTube as well. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. We'll be back on Thursday. It's the season finale of High Speed Apex on the ABR F1 channel, and then the season finales of both ABR Tier 2 and 1 at Brazil this weekend. So a nice change of pace for tracks this week, as most people will be on Abu Dhabi. But yep, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you very soon.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. For the people that have tuned in on my Twitch stream, just